What's the loophole that you discovered and subsequently exploited? In high school we had a fairly expensive cafeteria and I ate a lot as a teenager. We also had a yearly fundraiser for the school that auctioned off things like the best parking spot, front row at graduation and free lunch for the year. After my freshman year my mom smartly added up all the money I had spent on lunch the past year and decided that was her limit on trying to win the free lunch in the auction. She got it easily. I burned that place to the ground my sophomore year and again my junior year, taking full advantage of that unlimited lunch. They did not offer the lunch deal at the auction when my senior year rolled around. I once signed up for a Firestone credit card. I got my oil changed on our cars and new tires. I kept waiting for them to send a bill. And they never did. I also told the cashier multiple times about not getting bills. I also kept charging car stuff. Never paid once. Nothing on my credit report. Nada. It's been 10 years. One time I found out a bouncy ball dispenser at Walmart could be exploited. I could put a quarter in, turn it part way and get a ball, then turn the handle back and get my quarter back. I did that to get a few gonads before I felt guilty and asked my dad if it's stealing. I was really young so I didn't fully understand. For years my dad was giving me cash for lunch money and my mom was prepaying my lunches. I was balling out of control with Mountain Dews and snacks at school. I had a friend in high school who would wait the extra 2 hours until he went home to eat instead of eating at the school for lunch. His mom gave him approximately $15 each week for lunch. He pocketed it every day. After 6 months, he bought an Xbox with his earnings lol. When I was broke I forgot to disable auto renew for Xbox Live, so when the charge hit my account, I had to call them and ask for a refund. Super simple process and I had my money back the next day. And to my delight they forgot to remove my live access. I had it for a whole year. When it was time to renew, I paid. Called them the next day to cancel. And sure enough had free Xbox Live for another year. I used to work in an office building downtown. Parking was expensive. Most places were about $10 a day. So approximately $200 a month. A bus pass for the month was about $80. Then I discovered the casino paradox. If you parked at the casino, it cost $10. Expensive, right? If you signed up for a casino club card and you spun $10 worth of slot machine, parking was free. Usually, you're left with about $6 out of your original 10. Bad if you're purely gambling, but now parking costed you $4. Things got even juicier when the local sports team had a coupon for $5 in free play on the back of each and every 50/50 ticket for an entire season. Since everyone loses they left their leftover tickets all over, which I picked up. Now, with my free play money, I was technically getting paid to park downtown. I had a 50% employee discount on my satellite subscription years after I left my old job. It was the right job. I still get 15% off my cell bill for a corporate discount at a place I haven't worked at in over 2 years. Apparently they never verify that you actually still work there. Years ago, Wawa had emailed coupons for free cup of coffee. I had to print it myself cause for some reason it wouldn't scan on my phone. So I printed it and used it and got my free large coffee. All good so far. Then I thought it'd be worth trying to print again and use it. They scanned the barcode, so I thought the system would definitely know if it has been used. Guess what? That wasn't the case. I printed coupons and made copies. My brothers and parents love Wawa coffee. We used to print the coupons and use it every morning for 7 months. There was one website that I would buy from a lot that would cancel a lot of my orders because they were out of stock. I realized that they were refunding me twice for every order. I decided to do the right thing and tell them. I called them and the customer service agent told me happy birthday. I guess he didn't care and I wasn't going to fight him about it. I ended up with about $2,000. I guess I could have gotten more money out of this, but I just felt bad doing it. A few years ago, The Cubs had a promotion with October where if the Cubs scored a run in the 6th inning or whatever inning it was, you'd get a free burrito. When you walked into the stadium, the workers would hand you this little booklet that had the October coupon along with others. So many people would just discard them on the ground by their seats. After the games, I would go around and collect as many as I could find. I'd take them into October and get me free burrito regardless if the Cubs scores in the correct inning. The employees never checked or knew. So many free burritos that summer. I remember Oprah did a free KFC meal for everybody. You just had to bring a slip in. Printed. On your phone. Whatever. Lol, that lasted maybe a week or so. Who knows how bad that got. I had to use Wiley for physics homework. After getting a question wrong 3 times, it gave you the answer at a penalty cost. The cost was you would only get 95% for the question. After I figured that out, it was all A's. Every morning I would stop at 7-Eleven and pick up a 6-pack of Pepsi cans. I would only drink one but I'd sell the others to my classmates. Made more than enough to buy another pack the next day with money left over. My school didn't like my version of capitalism. I discovered in sophomore year, I could wrinkle up a chip bag and shiver it onto the change return of pop machines. A pop was 1.25, so every time some rich student put in $2, I'd make 75 cents. I'd go back after all 3 lunch periods and have about $20. Other people found out and started doing it and got caught. Then SR year, I was late and went to buy a pop to cure the brown bottle flu. And I heard some kid snickering as the machine didn't give me my change. I turn around, pull a funds and kick the machine and about $30 of quarters falls out. I pick them all up, walk past the kids and say I am the grandfather of working the machines. A few years ago, Kellogg's had a promotion where a box their new cereal included a coupon for another free box of cereal. Presumably, the intention was that you would buy one and get one free. But you could use the coupon to get a free box of cereal that included another coupon. So, I bought 1 box of cereal at the start of summer. And then continually used the coupons to get more of that cereal for the next several months. I'm still exploiting it. It's foolproof. Check it out. First, you start working at the bank. Doesn't matter the position. Just as long as you get in there. Okay? Then you just go every day. Do the work. Gain their trust until you got them in the palm of your hand. Here's the beauty of it. They deposit money into your bank account. Week after week. Month after month. They're not even gonna know they're being robbed. And then 20 or 30 years later, you walk out the front door like nothing even happened. Mother ducker, that's a job. Yeah, right? It's the perfect inside job. My company books me a flight home frequently when I am working out of town, but won't book me a flight to a different destination. Say I want to go to Vegas instead one weekend. So I let them book my trip home under my rewards account. Then I go in and cancel the flight and use the credit to rebook it. I don't know if they know this, but they've never said anything. When I was 9 I realized the sweet machines that took 20 PS, insert 20p then twist it round and sweets come out, would work with the fake money we used at school in maths. So I'd take a couple 20 PS every day and treat myself after school. Downgraded my Netflix subscription right before the next payment. Paid for a single screen sub. Upgraded again after 1 day and got the 4 screen sub for free for the rest of the month. I did this like 3-4 times but stopped bothering about that. Not sure if this is still working. When I was younger, Mountain Dew had a promotion where 1 in 4 bottles won a free Mountain Dew. This was before codes and silly points. You just traded the cap for a new soda. I realized I could look through the plastic bottle at the right angle to identify winners. I only bought 1 soda that whole summer. It was glorious. A few years ago, there was an app that was kind of caught on called Pocket Points. The aim of the app was to reduce smartphone usage in classrooms by giving you points when the screen was locked and not in use. You could use the points on deals local to your area. One of which was a pizza place called Old Chicago that pretty much across the street of my college campus. The points were only generated when your location data said you were in a classroom, which was determined by being in a building within a college campus. I wanted free pizza and I did not have the patience to wait for it. So I emulated an Android phone on a spare laptop I had and downloaded the app onto the emulated phone. I was able to set the location of the phone to be my college campus, which allowed me to passively generate points all day with no effort. I don't think they had any infrastructure in place to deal with that methodology. When I wanted to cash in, I'd log into the account on my actual phone and redeem the points for some good free ZZA. I ate a good number of pizzas for free until Old Chicago changed the way their deal was set up. Instead of a fully free pizza, it turned into a BOGO deal. But I probably had like 7 pizzas for free because of this, which was totally worth the 2 hours to figure out how to effectively emulate the phone. When Bitcoin was very new and not really worth anything, there was a website trying to promote it that would give you 5 BTC for showing up and clicking on a link. You could go back and click again every day. He or I could have held on to those BTC a lot longer and it would have been awesome for one of us. Every time I hear the price of Bitcoin I kick myself in the ears for not investing and once again tell myself it couldn't possibly go up in price. I took advantage of a retail website's online gift card sale. They were offering gift cards for 25% off for a weekend sale. The great part about it was that they weren't actually gift cards, they were just codes that they emailed to you to act as gift cards, allowing you to use it instantly. Well, it turns out you could buy gift cards with gift cards for any amount. So my 17-year-old self turned $20 into $650 over the course of about 4 hours and bought a brand new snowboard setup. I have never seen them run that sale again. Local pizza place hasn't been collecting the coupons nor expiring the code for 50% any online order. We've been using the same code for over a year. I couldn't even tell you where the coupon actually is right now. Before the hate starts. We still tip nicely. I at least half believe the delivery drivers aren't asking for it since we tip well and we get food from there far too often. Car wash near me uses tokens as most of them do and my parents have a slot machine at home and I was curious one day to see if they would work at the car wash and they did. Well, I went to their vending machine to get some glass wipes or something and I put a token in and it took it. I hit the return change button and it spit out 4 quarter or $1 coin. I went back a few times but never chanced it because of cameras and didn't want to get caught. Amazon will straight up offer a free month of Prime if you raise pretty much any complaint with them. Still on free Prime after 3 months now. But to be fair, they have been awful for me recently. Missing delivery dates and whatnot. It gets better if you really complain. I had a whole string of Prime orders that didn't get delivered on time. Actually had 3 in 2 weeks be late. I called up and said another month of Prime isn't going to cut it this time. They asked what I wanted so I decided to be a wise ass and say $100 credit. I figured maybe they did offer me a $20 credit or something like that. Nope, I got the $100. And that's probably over a year's worth of Prime I've gotten for free for late deliveries and they're practically paying me to shop there. This is for the Google Play Store. When there are apps with a discount that makes them free for a limited time, you can download them, making it appear that you purchased it, then delete it from your phone. ATM, I have about $300 worth of paid apps that aren't even on my phone that I can share with my family via Google's family purchase option. Playing a random old MMO, someone dumped a ton of stuff on my noob self. I was like, hey man, thanks, and went on my merry way, giving some away to a buddy and thinking nothing of it until later that day there was a server rollback due to suspicious activity possibly related to a duplication bug, was in the newsfeed. Well, I still had the stacks and stacks of these potions or whatever and I don't know if I had a spider sense tingling, but I got curious as to what they really were. They were a store only item with a real cost and I had bazillions of them. I tried submitting a support ticket but the form was broke. IP met a prominent forum member who didn't respond. I approached a GM in game wanting to hand them over, but they would not touch them. I didn't wanna just dump them. I was awkward and new to this free game, and really I had nothing to lose. So I opened an in-game store selling just a few at a time at a price that narrowly but attractively undercut the market to keep myself bankrolled with as much in-game currency as I needed. TL. Dr. I unknowingly received hacked goods in an MMO and then knowingly sold them for profit. Airplane Wi-Fi supported Google domains, but would redirect to their payment site if I tried anything else. Used the Google Translate URL to browse the internet, basically using Google as a proxy. When going to Chipotle, October, etc. Be aware of false choices. Black or pinto? Both. Which meat? 1/2 of one and 1/2 of another. Also always get the bowl. You end up getting about 2/3 of a serving of each ingredient instead of 1/2. More food for the same money. One time Amex offered double rewards. We had a shit ton of points saved up and one of the rewards was traveler's checks. We cashed out and took $2,300 in checks, then soon after we closed the account. Way better than a toaster or a crap TV or the other stuff we didn't need but would have had to settle for. Late to the party. It's my senior year in HS. My birthday is in April and my grandparents gave me $1,000 as a gift. I took it and bought 10 prom tickets, $100 ticket, as they go on sale early April. I knew it would sell out as it did every year. I sold them for $250 300/ticket. There was a huge uproar and the principal threatened expulsion as I was scalping tickets on school property. Nothing came of it as there was no rule about buying many and selling them. I bought a sweet used Maxima with the proceeds of my business venture. Since then the school's policy is 2 tickets person. One for you and a guest. A policy that is still enforced 16 years later. I bought beer once at the grocery store using the self-checkout line. When you ring up booze on the kiosks, it'll say it's calling for an attendant so they can check your ID. When the lady came over, she looked at my ID and then hit the top corner of the screen, input a 4-digit code and then typed in my birth date. I saw her code. So now whenever there's a long wait at the kiosk, because there's only the one lady for about 10 machines, I will just put in the code and my birthday myself. Oh, and you have to make sure you turn off the volume on your kiosk or it will say ID check required very loudly. I've only done it a couple times but nobody has stopped me. Back in the late 90s, they used to have a limited number of questions on the GMAT, the school standard test. If you took it enough times in a given year, you would start seeing the same ones. After each test, I would cancel the score, go home and figure out the answers to the questions I couldn't answer. By the 7th time, I aced through the whole thing and didn't cancel.